this morning, the Arizona Cardinals had a joint practice with the Denver Broncos, who we are playing on Saturday, which is nice. You get some game reps, let your starters go at your starters in a actually controlled environment. It's not like a game where everyone's trying to make the roster, trying to make impact plays. It's a lot more controlled. There was a little fight that broke out. Tip Ryman laid a block. Things got chippy. Things died down. Coaches were not having that. Gannon and Sean Payton were not going. Two of the best coaches. They have control over their players. Love to see that. We knew something was going to break out at some point. It's a joint practice, but it wasn't anything major. Love to see that. We're going to go ahead and dive into all of the news today, and I'm going to be showing you guys everything that happened. There wasn't pictures, there wasn't videos taken, but we're going to dive in over all the news. And if you guys are new to the channel and end up enjoying today's video, man, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you, man. But let's go ahead and dive right into this thing. First thing I gotta say too is most of these are coming from Theo Mackey. So if you guys want, check him out. I believe he is a Cardinals insider, a Cardinals reporter. So go ahead and check him out on X. Most of these tweets today and updates are going to be from him. But he said, looks like practice is wrapping up. This was a couple hours ago in the morning. His initial takeaway was Trey McBride was absolutely incredible. Everybody was saying he was unguardable. We'll be talking about that in just a second. The O-line struggled early, but got better as time went on. Marvin didn't really do anything, had a couple big plays on the last few drives. We'll talk about that too. K1 protected the ball well. The secondary struggled big time. They looked awful today. That was a major point from a lot of these reporters, and the defensive line had good moments against the Denver Broncos elite offensive line. They do have one of the best lines, and let's go ahead and talk about these updates. And again, an update on Walter Nolan. This is good to see. He's no longer in a calf sleeve. We love that. The update is that he's doing well. He's progressing right where he should be progressing. He hasn't had any setbacks. Didn't want to say that word is what he said in the interview, but he is progressing really well. We might have a look at our first round selection very, very soon. He might be ready for week 1. It is about a month away, maybe a little less than that, 3 weeks to be exact. So let's see if he's going to be able to heal up. 3 weeks should be a lot of time. They're probably not going to rush him back, but this is a great sign to see, and I'm glad that we actually have Walter Nolan calf sleeveless, I guess. Like, that's nice to see. Also, it came out that the Cardinals and the Broncos will not be playing either of their starters. I guess that makes sense, though. This is what the whole point of the joint practice was. Get your starters in a controlled environment. Let them kind of go at it in the setting you want. 1-on-1, 7-on-7, 11-on-11s, O-line, D-line. You want to see what they got versus some of the elites of the defense and the offensive line. The Broncos could be scary this year, and I'm not surprised the Cardinals aren't playing. I wanted to see them play a drive or two and then hold them out the week 3. But I understand people are competing for roster spots. You don't want your starters hurt. You don't want those guys injured, knock on wood, and you literally need every single starter healthy week 1 if you can actually do that. The Cardinals have been banged up before going into week 1. Jonathan Gannon does not want to see that. We want to be as healthy as possible. BJ Ojulari went down with an ACL tear in our training camp. That hurt. We don't want any of that again. We want to be fully healthy in week 1. So I guess I'm not shocked, just a little disappointed. And this was per Sean Payton, so it is very legit. And let's go ahead and talk about the offensive side of the things, because it was pretty mixed today. We saw Kyler Murray taking care of the football. That was something that stood out to a lot of people. He wasn't turning it over, wasn't putting it in harm's way against some of the elites of the elites on this defense. But by Theo Mackey's count, and he could have missed a throw or two, Kyler was 15 for 28 today in 11-on-11 sessions. Not the best completion percent, barely over 50%. I mean, I guess you'll take it in 11-on-11s. You're probably experimenting and trying things against an elite defense. They have Pat Surtain, they got Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, Zach Allen. Their defensive front 7 is insane. They also just have a ridiculous secondary. Like, everything about Denver, they're scary this year. They can make a lot of noise. So if that happens, do not be surprised. The Cardinals put up a decent fight, I would say, and Trey McBride virtually unguardable. Let's talk about the numbers. 7 for 9. Kyler Murray trained, like, that is ridiculous. 7 of 9. Kyler to Trey. That is what you like to see. Elite tight end getting a separation, being unguardable. Sean Payton gave this guy praise. We have a screenshot of that, too, of what he said. Kyler was 4 for 8. He started 0 for 3 targeting Marv, but he bounced back. You'll take that. Going 4 of 5 in the back end. That is great. And he also had a really good drive, Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's talk about that. His first catch of the day went versus Riley Moss. He had a beautiful go route that was 30 yards. That was complete. And then he beat Pat Surtain on a corner route, and he was starting to heat up towards the back end. And it took him a little while. You know, this is their first time actually getting a look, and it's kind of more of those live reps that you really need to get against another defense. You had 2 drives. Kyler had 1 incompletion, and then he kind of striked it up to Trey McBride today. But Marvin Harrison heated up, which is nice to see, even though we started really slow. I have mixed opinions on that. Let's see what the offense is looking like. I don't have any idea what was going on today. I don't know the plays. I don't know the designs. I just know what I'm hearing, and everybody said Marvin Harrison had a very slow start today and kind of heated up towards the back end. So at least he got things going and wasn't completely shut out. Now, if he got shut down by Pat Surtain and his defense, that would be a little concerning. It sounds like he kind of did in the beginning, but heating up is nice because Pat Surtain, in my opinion, is the best corner in the NFL, best corner in the game, and he is very, very good. He literally won the award last year for a reason. He's that guy. So, yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of heating up is nice to see, though. This scares me right here. Let's go ahead and talk about this because apparently on the last 2-minute drill to conclude the practice, the Cardinals offense stalled out at midfield while the Broncos drove down to the red zone with ease. The Cardinals showed some good things today, but that about sums it up. The Broncos looked much more cohesive overall. That's not what we like to see. We know Denver has a chance to be a really good team. They're coached up really well. They have a lot of talent. Sean Payton has done a fantastic job at rebuilding this unit, and they got their quarterback. They look very solid. Bo Nix had a phenomenal camp to start. Slowed down a little bit, but then it seems like he picked up today and was striking against the Cardinals secondary, so that's not what we like to see whatsoever. That's supposed to be a strong point. They need these reps together. They need to get things down, because if Will Johnson's struggling and Garrett Williams, Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, like this unit, Max Melton, cannot get it together, that's a problem. We need that. We need to actually have the cohesiveness that Denver apparently had today. That's not really a good sign. This is a little concerning. I don't know what the play calls were. Drew Petzing in a 2-minute set is not the best thing. He is a very run-dominant person. If you are up and playing ahead, then Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator for you. He'll run the ball, smash mouth football, chew the clock. When it comes to actually pushing the ball downfield, needing to pass it, the offensive play designs just really aren't there. And that's probably the most concerning part about his offensive coordinating. I'm not the biggest fan of that, so not a good look in my eyes. I really don't like that whatsoever. I guess we could keep it on the secondary and the Will Johnson thing. The Cardinals secondary was struggling a lot today. A bit was probably before he really saw what was going on. A bit with these Broncos wide receivers. Gave up a big play on busted coverage and one where Mims beat Will Johnson. Not a good look. The pass rush had its moments, though. Baron Browning and Calais Campbell were making an impact. Calais Campbell also said today that he would be very shocked if he plays another year. So this is probably going to be it for Calais Campbell. We all kind of knew that. So this is probably going to be the last year he returned to Arizona for a reason, end it where it started, just like every other legend wants to do. And he actually has a chance to do it with good years left on him. So let's see what happens. But the secondary giving up a ton of yards to the Broncos receivers, who, in my opinion, aren't phenomenal. They're really not anything special outside of Cortland Sutton. They do have Evan Ingram, but their wide receivers aren't anything special. Like, the offense is solid, and they have good minds on the offensive side of the ball, but, like, I'm really not a fan of our secondary getting cooked up like that. That is not what you like to see, and I'm a little concerned. But at least this happened. We got Trey McBride looking unstoppable in the practice. Love that. Almost every Kyler completion was just going to him, most for big plays. Trey McBride, most unstoppable tight end in the league. He's going to continually get better as the season goes on, and once he continues to keep developing, he's very young, by the way, he's going to be a problem. He's coming into his own, though. This is going to be a huge year for him. I cannot wait to see what happens. So Trey McBride is going to be insane this year. We're going to have Sean Payton hyping him up, calling him the Joker of the Cardinals offense, and just a Joker in general. That's what he calls people who can literally I don't even know how to explain that. Just jack of all trades, like just an absolute freak. Like Evan Ingram is probably their Joker. He said, trying to defend Trey McBride, he said those players become more difficult than the blue chip receiver out here that we can lean to double. They're quarterback friendly because they're so much closer to the position. They're almost unguardable, and especially someone like Trey McBride, it's tough, man. Athletic, great hands, catch radius through the roof. This guy is a stud and going to be probably the best player on this Cardinals offense for years to come. Him and Marvin Harrison Jr. have the potential to be an insane threat as the wide receiver tight end duo. So yeah, Kyler Murray was threading it to Trey McBride today. Great to see. The last little tidbit we got was Jordan Burch seemed to have some time with the ones after his big game against the Chiefs. Love to see that. Let's see what Jordan Burch got, man. He's got the potential. He's got the speed. He's got the length. He's got the weight. Let's see if he can put it together, and let's see if he can become a threat off the edge. We need a speed rusher. We need someone who can dominate off the edge alongside Josh Sweat. Let's see what happens. That about sums it up, man. You guys let me know from what you guys saw today what stood out to you. Trey McBride balling out, great. Secondary struggling, and the red zone in the back end was not my favorite, but we'll see what happens. If the regular season, we'll have a lot more to talk about. This is just a joint practice. I'm not going to sit here and get my hopes up for it. I didn't even get to watch it. So let's see what happens. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Go check out Theo Mackey on X. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. We are so close to 9,000 subscribers, less than 75 away. So hit that subscribe button if you like the Arizona Cardinals or the NFL in general, and like NFL news. But that's all I got for today's video, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.